Welcome everyone, this is Don, and you're watching Cigar Memories with Oak Tree Winery. Welcome back everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'd like to introduce Michael LeComte, owner and winemaker from Oak Tree Winery.
Thanks, Don. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Really, what we're going to be doing today is pairing a nice cigar and learning a little bit more about the wines and a little bit about Michael and see how the pairing works, if it does. What we have here today is a Micallef Grande Bold Fina. It's a Brazilian Fina wrapper with Nicaraguan binder and filler. So what we're going to do is, as we get cut and toast and light the cigars, we're going to learn a little bit more about Michael. So tell us, Mike, how'd you get into the wine business? And tell us a little bit about your history.
Well, again, thanks, Don, for having me. Looking forward to kind of sharing our story. I think for us, it's all about the story and how we kind of got to where we are today. It kind of goes back about 6 years or so, actually a bit longer, where I first started to make homebrew beer. And I enjoyed making homebrew beer with my friends and neighbors, and had kegerator in the garage, a couple of taps going. And that was kind of my first introduction of alcohol making.
Okay.
And then I had the opportunity to get some grapes from up in Alexander Valley. And I said, it's either now or never, about 4 years ago. And as a project, I said, let's try and make some wine. So I found the winemaker here in San Jose, who has a facility. I've never made wine, I don't have a facility, so I asked him if he could help me. And we came to an agreement and decided to make a Cabernet, a Merlot, and a blend. And at that point in time, it was still just a project.
Mm-hmm. Oh, just very, very cool. Go from beer to wine, probably not very common, but yeah, that's very cool. And with all transparency, I've had a couple of the wines before, and they're fantastic, so that's why I wanted to enjoy this, and thank you for being here. Michael and I have known each other for about 10 plus years, and that's why it's kind of the genesis for this whole YouTube channel that we're doing here. So, okay, we'll get started. We'll get cut up here with cigars, and I'm going to do a V cut here.
Sure, I'll do the same.
All right. And there we go. So, how long have you been doing this? You said the brewery was.
So we started in 2016. So the thing with grapes, especially coming from this area up in Alexander Valley, Cab and Merlot, they take quite a while. So we do 1-year-old French oak with our wines, and we age them for about 18 to 20 months. So, and then after that, after we bottle, another 6 months plus before we bottle. So you're talking almost 3 years before we have something on the shelf.
Yeah, fantastic. So first off, I'm not a cigar expert, not a wine expert, but I love cigars and I love wine, so that's what we're going to be doing here. So is that aging fairly common? Is it, so tell us a little bit why you decided those time frames and how did you learn to do those?
Good question. So red wine particularly ages very well. What we're looking to do the longer you age is you kind of reduce those tannins and mellow out that wine.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you'll see some wines that are within a year being released, and they're not the same as if you were to have a wine that's 3 to 5 years old. So we're going for quality. Okay. So we're trying to mellow that out, instill the flavors from that barrel, and give it some time to really age before getting too premature and bottling it and having it be like, it's drinkable, but we want an experience.
Well, that's kind of what I experienced when I had your wines as well, because again, I think a lot of us have gone out to the store, we buy a 2019 wine, 2020 even, or something at this point, and it's very young, and you can tell. And so you hold on to yours and release them a couple of years later than you could, basically, to the market.
Yeah, so again, that 18 to 20 months in the barrel really gives it that aging and builds that flavor profile and mellows it out, that tannin. So it's pretty common, especially for a Cab or a Merlot coming from that area, Cab especially. But again, some people go up to 36 months or even longer.
Oh, wow. Okay,
yep.
Cool. And so as we get into the first third of the cigar, we're going to learn a little bit more specifically about each of the wines as we taste them and pair them. But first off, let's see how the cigar does right out of the gate here. So So what's your cigar experience?
So I used to be a cigar member of Thompson's, you know, that online one, and I would smoke quite often before having kids. But ever since having kids and whatnot, it's slowed down quite a bit. A few cigars a year, but I do enjoy a good cigar, either with friends, social, hanging out. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, perfect. Right off the bat, get some sweetness.
Yep.
Nice sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
Some cedar. Very good. A little bit of spice and back in with the retrohale.
Yeah, and sometimes you get like some of a harsh flavor. Not on this one at all. It's very mellow, nice and smooth.
Yeah, these are some very quality sticks. I haven't had this before, and wanted to use it as sort of something new for me as well, so that we can share how it is. Micallef is, I think they're fairly new to the market, but they are working with a family that has been in tobacco for many, many, many generations. So it's some quality stuff. I've heard good things about it, so that's why we want to try it. So, okay, we're going to get into the first third here. We're going to open up the wines, and we'll be back in a few minutes to start the pairing and see how that goes. Okay, we're back, and we have lit our cigars, and we have poured what we'll begin with is a Sauvignon Blanc, and I'll let Michael talk a little bit more about it, and then we'll pair it and see what happens.
Perfect, thanks Don. So yeah, this is our Sauvignon Blanc 2019. Just about a year ago, we harvested this one, coming from Russian River Valley, a place called Matthews Station. And this is our very first white we added to our portfolio. Super excited to have this. It's a great area, producing some great white wines, especially Sauvignon Blanc. And this one's pretty cool. The nice part about doing a white wine, as opposed to the red wines, which take about 18 months or 20 months to age, this ages for about 8 months. So we harvest it in September, October, and then we get it into stainless steel, and goes through malic fermentation, and then in about May timeframe, we're able to bottle it up and get it ready for sale.
Okay, so you're getting ready to do the next one this September, October?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So harvest is coming back up again. So it's that busy time of year.
That busy time of year. Okay. Well, what we're going to do is we'll taste it a little bit, and then we'll see how it pairs with the cigar. The cigar is quite bold, but we'll see. Typically whites and stuff, but we're just going to here and have some fun.
So good nose on this. I really like the nose. It's kind of like a honeysuckle, a little bit of pear, some peach going on there. Nice and crisp.
Yes, very crisp. Oh, the pear and the peach, yes. Oh, that's so good. Again, I've had a bottle before, so that's why I went straight for it. So I really enjoy it. Okay.
Yeah. So again, stone fruit, very common for this one. You get a little bit of honeysuckle honey in there as well. Just a nice, great glass for a hot day like today.
Today, yeah. It's got a nice finish. It's a long finish.
Mm-hmm.
Long finish. A lot of times I don't get a lot of long finishes off of whites.
And being it in the stainless steel, you're not getting that oaky flavor either.
Right.
So it's nice. It's a crisp finish,
which is very common around here in California. Very oaky.
Exactly.
All right. So let's see how we'll do. We're going to go both ways with it. First with a drink, and then a smoke, and then we'll do the reverse.
A little overpowering, but
yeah, a little bit, but the finish is still there.
Mm-hmm.
The mouthfeel changed for sure with the cigar.
Take a sip again now too. Even changed a little bit with that.
Oh, smoothed it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kind of took the edge off the cigar a little bit, even though it's not too harsh to begin with. But it kind of complements.
Yeah. So far, yeah, exactly. Reverse, yeah, it makes it a little bit more. The crispness comes out.
Yeah.
When you take a puff first.
Yeah.
That was interesting. That did change it. But then it's smoother the other way around.
Yeah. again, probably not a typical pairing that you would do, but I'm gonna go back to the old school saying where people said you have to have white with fish and chicken and red with meat. That's not always true.
Right.
People can go with what they actually like because their flavor profile, what they taste with their food, is different than somebody else's.
Absolutely.
So just because that old school suggestion was there, you don't have to follow it.
No. And that's the best part about cigars: pairing food, wine, spirits, everything. It's all subjective, and we're just here to share just a little bit of this journey. So, so far so good. Excellent. So,
Works out.
yeah, that will be good. All right, we're going to be back in a few minutes. Smoke down a little bit further and try some more, which I'm looking forward to.
Perfect.
Okay, we are back, and as you see, we have a nice red here. So, Michael, tell us a little bit about this one.
Yeah, I've actually put it right here in the front so we can see it. This is our 2017 Reflection. So this is our blend. It's 2/3 Cab, 1/3 Merlot. It's actually a really nice balance to it. We'll take a little nose on it to kind of see what we get for some smells on it. But again, this is aged 18 months in 1-year-old French oak. And then it was bottled in 2017, it's probably bottled 2019, and released fairly recently.
Fairly, okay.
Anything you smell on there? There's no wrong answer.
No, red.
Red wine, perfect.
I get a little bit of cherry.
Perfect, yeah. So cherry, even some raspberry. People say like more of like a Bing cherry.
Yeah, yeah,
A little nose of strawberry on there as well. Very jammy,
yeah.
very fruit forward.
Oh, love it, love it. Okay, let's give it a shot.
So this is our most popular one right now. Our blends are super popular at the moment.
Oh, what a nice fruity finish.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too oaky. It has a nice smooth vanilla to it. A little bit of, say, a light touch of caramel on it. But overall, it's just a nice fruit blend wine that has some good characteristics to it and good body.
No tannins. I mean, it's just it's so smooth going down.
And in this 2017 as well, some history behind that. There's a fire up by the vineyard that year. I believe it was called the Tubbs Fire. And we were almost, it came to the property line of the vineyard. We almost didn't get any fruit that year.
Wow.
So we were worried about smoke taint.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I don't have any smoke in here.
No. Can't taste it. The wind was blowing the
Let's have some
right
smoke
away.
though.
Yeah. Exactly. Do what they didn't do there. The cigar is really smoothed out.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Just nothing on the retro hair, just a hint of pepper.
Again, different from the first tasting that we tried, but I think it holds up.
Oh, it does. I get the darker fruits, the deeper fruits a little bit more. It's not as the strawberry's gone kind of thing, where it got a much more deeper feel to it. That's fantastic.
That works really well.
Let's do the drink first then.
Again, it brings it to a different level. Not in a different way, but it accentuates those heavier, darker fruits with the cigar.
The cigar got a little bit stronger.
I was thinking that as well.
Yeah, on the retro and the thing, which is interesting. It brings out more of the cigar.
Yep.
Oh, that's
I
fantastic.
noticed that as well.
Let's try it one more time in reverse.
That's good.
Yeah, it's almost just a deep blackberry-ish almost, or something.
Yep.
Where
A little peppery too.
yeah. Oh, it's fantastic.
It's a a good match.
Yeah, that was so far so good on that one. Thumbs up. Okay, we're going to be right back in a couple of minutes and try something new. All right, we are back again, and we have another new wine to pair today. So, Michael, what are we drinking this time?
Red wine. This
Good
time
call.
we're doing the 2017 Cabernet. So this is our second vintage of this Cabernet. It's actually not 100% Cabernet. There's a little bit of Merlot in there. As a side note, you're able to have up to 25% of other varietals in there, and you can still call it a Cabernet without listing anything else in there. We added a little bit of Merlot in here to this one, just to make it more approachable earlier in stages. Otherwise, it'd be probably about 5 years on the shelf before we could actually sell it. So adding that Merlot in there, you'll notice that it mellows that Cabernet just a little bit, make it more approachable and easier to drink sooner.
So, how did you know when you had it right?
Well, that's a good question. We did quite a few tastings and blending. We're getting pretty scientific on that. And when we did our blending, the one before that, it's really just kind of, and the hard part is it's still early. So even though they're 18, 20 months barreled, you still have to kind of see what the potential is in the future. It's going to change even after you taste it then as well and do that little bit of blending. But we knew that this one, it was good on its own, but we wanted to kind of get it out the door quicker, just to kind of, because we were new.
Yep.
It's hard to sit on wine for 5 years and not have any revenue. So we wanted to make sure that it was more approachable earlier. We are going to be doing a 2020 this year, actually 2019 this year, purely just 100% cab.
100% cab.
It'll be the first one. We're bottling that on the 30th of this month.
Okay, and that's going to have been longer age.
20 months.
20 months in that one. Okay.
Yeah, that'll be our very first 100% cab. So I'm looking forward to trying that
Well,
one.
that'll be fun. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So we'll get tasting here a little bit and see how we do it again.
Yeah, so let's
See how things have changed.
so
So how much did the reflections have?
the 2/3 cab, 1/3 Merlot.
Okay, so it was over that 20%.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see how it's changed.
Yep, and this one here has a small percentage of Merlot in there. But it's much more cab heavy. You can smell
Yeah.
more cab in it.
Yeah. So, I mean, with only just a few percentage points of Merlot
Yeah.
less, it's such a difference. It's
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah, it is.
This one's much more all together, kind of blended. Nothing stands out.
Yeah.
It's just very, very perfectly balanced.
I mean, even just the nose on it, just like the more riper type of berries, the jammier type of berries. You get a little bit of leather on that smell on this one, where you didn't probably get on the first one. That was more jammy. This is more
That's
heavier.
more. Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Again, it's got that deeper. It doesn't have the fruit forward as much.
Yeah.
It's much more cab
Yep.
based.
And again,
It's
being
such a difference for just a little bit.
being 2017 again, near those fires, we were worried about having any smoke taint, but again,
Now we'll do some smoke tape.
exactly, we'll force it. Yeah, this really holds up to that cigar.
Cigar's been pretty consistent throughout. Pairs well. Not a huge difference for me.
Yeah. Again, I think it brings out more of the pepperiness in both of them.
Yeah, but this is so smooth. It doesn't have a little more pepper on the cigar, but not the
Yep.
not the wine.
Very nice.
Oh, that's very good. We'll try the reverse. So while we have a minute here, tell us a little bit more about what you have upcoming.
For sure.
Some ideas.
So for 2019, which we've actually the 2018s are coming out. Those are being right now racked and going to be put through bottling end of this month on August 30th. And what we're doing there is a little bit different than what we've done before. In the past, we've had just one cab, one Merlot, and a blend. We're going to do actually 2 cabs this time. We're going to keep this cab as it is, and then do 100% cab, which we haven't done yet before. And then add that Merlot as well. So we'll have 4 bottles, 4 labels this time around.
A blend of Merlot in 2 cabs.
Correct, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent.
So the traditional cab, a little bit of Merlot in it, 100% cab, our reflection blend, and then the Merlot, which is 100% Merlot. We don't have the Merlot today. We're actually out of the 2016,
Okay.
and we haven't released 2017 yet. So it'll
When's
be
that gonna be
interesting.
coming?
Probably this fall.
Okay. Something to
Yep.
look forward to.
And then coming up this year, harvest is around the corner. Of course, we're going to stick to our cab and Merlots and whatnot. But we're going to be moving facilities and adding a new winemaker. And then we're going to look at adding a Chardonnay, a few other wines as well. So I think this year will be a pivotal year for us.
Fantastic.
Kind of maybe doubling our portfolio.
Expansion in the portfolio.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great.
So
with all the new ones like the Chardonnay and stuff, when do you think those might be?
So the Chardonnay is actually already in barrel now.
Oh, okay.
So we can probably get that almost released pretty soon. We're looking at other local vineyards. Most of our stuff's come from Russian River Valley or Alexander Valley. We're going to try and incorporate a lot more, or a few more wines from this area, which are in Santa Clara Valley. We're going to try and add some more Santa Clara Valley grapes to make some more wines to represent our area here.
Okay, so we're actually coming to you from Silicon Valley Capital Club out here in Silicon Valley, and we're in Santa Clara, which I'm familiar with. Where do they have the grapes? Where are they?
It's a good question. There's about 70 wineries here in Santa Clara Valley. So there's a ton of vineyards down in Morgan Hill, in Gilroy. There's still a bunch even in the Santa Cruz Mountains.
Yep.
But all through this area south of San Jose, it was well known for having a lot of vineyards down there.
That's fantastic. So, when you're in town visiting business, whatever it may be, if you love wine, make sure you make a stop or at least do a little research, because definitely there's some great wineries I know down south.
Yep.
And a lot of the vineyards, I guess, more in the Morgan Hill and Gilroy area and stuff. I do know.
Yep, San Martin, that area, even some down to Hollister. So yeah, there's a bunch around here.
Okay, well, good to know. All right. Well, finish this up. As you might be able to tell, we're right near the San Jose airport as well. Okay, we'll be right back to taste one more and get towards the end of the cigar here, and we'll wrap it up. See you in a few minutes. Okay, we have one more wine that we're going to be enjoying here, and as we finish up these cigars. So, Michael, what is this one?
Yeah, this is our 2016 Cabernet, our very first vintage. We still have a few cases of this left, getting quite low on it. So again, this is the interesting part around this time. When we were making the 2016 wines, we weren't sure if we're going to do a project or actually go and try and start selling it. Went through all the hoops, and believe it or not, we figured out a way on how to get our right permits and right licenses to sell wine. So at that point in time, it was still in barrel because we did 18 months on it. And after 12 months, comes October, September, you got to harvest again. So we were harvesting for the 2017 wines while this was still in barrel. We didn't even have a chance to taste the full product yet. So yeah, it was quite the gamble.
Yeah, I was going to say, must have been a real risk.
Yeah, but we knew we had quality grapes. We knew we were tasting along the way that this was going to be special.
Yeah.
So we weren't too scared, but just having that feeling of I'm starting this process all over again, and I still don't have a final product yet.
You start with part 2 before you even read chapter 1.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, it's a 2016 Cabernet. So again, a tad bit of Merlot in this again.
Same blend as the other one with the.
So the blend is 2/3 Cab, 1/3 Merlot.
Then.
But these have just a tad bit of Merlot in them.
Is it the same amount of Merlot in each one?
Yeah, roughly like 10% or so.
Okay.
But again, just trying to make it more approachable because they are still on the younger side. But they were going to age very well still. I mean, I can see this on the shelf for another 5-10 years easily, and if not longer.
No, it'll age.
It's all natural cork, so it will stay there for quite a while.
So good. That's so good. I don't know. Even with when you do the 100% cab, I mean, with this just 10%, it's so good anyway. Approachable, like you said. The cab might be just anyway.
I know. Yeah, but again, I think we got to age that one a little bit longer
in
the bottle. Just let the tannins mellow out.
Mellow out a little bit.
But yeah, I'm excited to try that.
Yeah,
100%.
that'll be fantastic.
I
When
can't
is that
wait.
now?
We're bottling that this month.
This month. Okay.
So it'll probably be 2 years before we release it.
we actually release it. So
Yeah.
we're really going to be able to have a chance to lay it down.
Exactly.
It's come a long way since 2016 then to be able to get to the point where you can lay something down for 2 years with confidence.
Yeah.
You know, and do it.
It's true.
Very cool. Very cool.
All right.
All right.
Let's see what we got here.
Okay. Wow. Nose is so balanced.
Yeah.
There's nothing that...
Again, you get those darker cherries, raspberries. You're getting some cassis on there a little bit. Again,
Okay, there you go.
yeah. And when you go to taste it, you'll get that like more leather taste as well, a little earthier.
Which again often goes with cigars because they have much of a
Yep.
leather flavor profile.
What I do like too, when I smoke cigars on their own, they dry my mouth out.
Yep.
And this is actually pairs
Keeps-
well. Keeps it nice and
This one's a little bit drier.
yeah.
You know, it's the wine's a little bit drier than the other one, which is fantastic because this one pairs really well, I think, because it's a little bit drier in the wine, and the cigar just matches it for me.
It does.
Much better.
I think they have the same underlying tones of that earthiness, that leatheriness,
Yes.
that the aged type of flavors you're gonna get.
Almost get more of a caramelish coffee off of the cigar.
I agree.
Pulls out a few more flavors. This one pulls out a few more flavors from the cigar.
Yeah, that's what you call it on the coffee flavor. Definitely get that. Coffee grounds.
That's really good.
Yeah, that works really well.
That's really good. I'm glad we finished with this one.
Yeah, I had a feeling this would probably pair the best.
Yeah.
So I went from the white to the unsure.
I was, yeah, but it worked. I mean, I would have tended to be suspect of a fuller, more bold cigar flavor, not nicotine, but just in flavor to the white, and it was a great start. It would not hurt to start with that at all.
Agreed. I mean, I normally wouldn't have paired that either, but just to try it out today, I think it was a good surprise.
Yeah. Okay. We will be back in just a couple of minutes to wrap everything up, and stay tuned. We have a nice promo that Michael's been kind enough to put together, and we'll finish everything up. We'll see you in just a moment. Okay, we are back for the final piece here, and I really want to thank Michael for being here today. It's been an absolute joy. The wines have been fantastic, and the pairing was a thumbs up. I'll give the cigar a thumbs up.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been very, very good. The Micallef Grande Bold Fina. Suggested if you want to try it, I'd highly do it, and it definitely goes well with wines. So, Michael, let's kind of let you finish up. You said you might have a little promo, something for the people out here.
Yeah, again, first of all, thanks for having me. Haven't done a full tasting with cigars before, so very first time doing it.
Great.
Very surprised by
it.
how well it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll definitely be doing more tastings with cigars for sure. I mean, we're all used to doing either scotch or whiskey,
Yep,
but surprisingly, the wine worked out really well as well.
Yep, absolutely. I love the two together. That's why I wanted to start this.
So for those who are watching, we'll definitely do a promo. We'll do 20% off 2 bottles or more of our wines. We can deliver here in the Bay Area, San Jose area. Check out our website, or we can ship to 40 different states as well.
Okay.
So we have distribution quite large. It will be good through the end of the year, December 31st.
Fantastic.
And all you have to do is use promo code CIGAR.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That's great. Hopefully, please take advantage of it. Can't recommend these wines enough. And really enjoyed this. And thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you. This is the start. This is the very first one that I've done. Hopefully, we'll have some more for you down the road. And just want to thank everybody for taking the time to join us today. And remember, just keep creating those cigar memories. Take care, everybody.